Greetings and salutations. This is DataWolf, and with the help of my good friend SWtOR, I'm going to show you how to walk through Star Wars: The Old Republic. Today, we'll be doing Datacrons, specifically Empire-side Datacrons on Balmorra. Let's get to it. The first Datacron we're going to pick up is going to be a red Datacron of what used to be Strength, now Mastery of course, and the place I like to start for this is Gorinth Outpost. So I fast travel over here to Gorinth Canyon. That's directly south of Sobrik, right here in the middle of the map. And we're going to follow this road out of the canyon, down to the south. We're not going to take these two first dotted lines, but the third one, all the way over here to the far east side of the map. We're going to take a right onto the dotted line, and then a right again when it forks. And we'll be going up into the mountains. But we'll look at that in a little bit more detail when we get closer. But right now, let's just get out of the camp. I'm not going to take you the whole way with me. I'm just going to get you started and cut back in whenever we get a little bit closer. So here we are a little bit further down the road. As you can see, the first couple of paths, we're going to pass them. We are not turning down the Imperial or the Green tent path, but we're getting a lot closer to our destination now. Okay, coming up on our right is where the path turns off. We turn at the path here. Now this is where we start getting into some enemy territory and where you'll want to be careful. You can see this aging Bormu, as well as a satellite dish and a whole encampment over here. That's where we're turning. I'm going to go ahead and move into stealth mode now because these things are hostile. Those guys are hostile. Now we're not going down into the encampment. We're not going to go play with all their tech down south. Instead, right here at this fork in the path, we're going to follow the back road. Now it looks like the path ends immediately. It doesn't. It's a lie. Just go up here, and we are back on our path. Remember I said in my last video that BioWare is doing a little bit less hand-holding the further we get into the game, the higher level we get. So you can see they still have a path displayed for us, but they make it look like the path had ended. And now, off the beaten path, we turn a corner, and here it is, our red Datacron for Balmorra. As always, SWtOR, being a Datacron master, is no longer able to access these Datacrons because he's already gotten them all before. But now you have it too, and as you can see, we are on the map at 724 by 2034. Once again, 724 by 2034 on the Gorinth Canyon map. Down here in a little bit, pretty much central Balmorra, in the furthest south, and a little bit off to the right, a little bit southeast. Alright, we'll see you when you get to our next Datacron. Okay, the next Datacron we're going to get is going to be a blue Datacron. Used to be AIM, of course now it's Mastery. And where we're starting at is here in the Makaran Plains at the Makaran Imperial Outpost Speeder. What we're going to do is we're going to take this road out of the camp, take the first left along the dotted line to the Okara Droid Factory. Now this, unlike any of the ones we've done so far, this path is completely swarming with enemies. So I will be using stealth a lot. You'll get to fight a lot if you're not playing a stealth using class. Let's get moving. There's the factory off in the distance. You can see it built into the side of a hill. And that's what we're going to be moving towards. I'm actually drifting off of the main road down here because the main road is, well, where most of the enemies are stationed. So I'm going to be coming up towards it from the back door. Not so much the back door, but the back path to the front door. Okay, so looking at the map, you can see we're at the Okara droid factory. Now, stealth. Entering the factory, we're going to come in and we're going to immediately take a right. In this first large chamber to the right, we're going to be heading straight across the room to the elevator that goes to the assembly line. So, in, taking a right. I got too close to those detector droids. Damn. Did I mention this place is swarming with enemies? Because this place is swarming with enemies. There are droids everywhere here. Now this looks really intimidating, but only about 4 of these are actually active enemies. This guy's not even hostile. Alright. So, once again on the map, straight across to the droid assembly line. We're going down. This only takes us down 1 level. If you use the other elevator, it takes you down 2 levels. I'll be showing you where that goes here in a little bit, because it is entirely possible to miss, take a whole lot of falling damage, land in a giant pile of hostile enemies, and if you survive all that, then you have to run around to get back to where you were. But I'll cover that in a little while. So what we're doing here, there's really only one path to follow out to the assembly line. When we get to the assembly line, we're going to be going onto the assembly line itself, and then down to the production floor. So, here we are, on top of the assembly line, and if you look down here, we're on top of the bottom one out of these 5. You can see that there's sort of a little hut down under line number 2, and there's a door in it, and that's where we are going. So, sliding on down. And this is where we're going. If you look off to the side, more enemies. This place has plenty of them. So, see where we are. We're under the second assembly line, inside this little hidden hut. And when we look down, you can see, right down here is our Datacron. But you gotta be really careful when you're doing this jump. So, just edge myself up. As you can see, it basically wants to drop me straight onto the next pipe. Or, I overshot the first pipe, landed on the second. And that's real easy to do here. Now we're going to try and jump down to the next pipe. I like using this as a breaker for a couple of reasons. One, it can keep me from overshooting. But also, it's possible if you go from time to time, you can catch the lip of these and take less falling damage. In any case, here we are at our second Datacron for Balmorra. The blue Datacron. Used to give you aim, now it gives you mastery. Gives Telok-Soob nothing because he's already got it. Now if you miss this pipe, that is a fairly long drop. But if you miss the pipe, you fall off the pipe, etc., here's a bunch of enemies for you to fight, and a hard floor to greet you on the way down. Lots of falling damage, all kinds of fun. What I'm going to do now is show you how to get back up to the top, if that happens. See, that puts us down on the 3rd level, that 2 floors down from the top that I talked about with that other elevator. So what we're going to do is, facing with the Datacron at our back, Datacron is behind us there, we're just going to turn left, turn left again, and before we get to this big open door, we turn left a 3rd time and go down this corridor. Seriously, droids everywhere, enemies everywhere in this place. It's almost like they want to kill you or something. And here is our elevator going back up. Okay, missed about 30 seconds there for it to get down where I could see it. Try not to fall. It's a long way back around. But this will take us back up to where we were before. Back on the 1st level. And from there, we can go back to the assembly line and try again. So, take a look at our map. We're at the Droid Factory Research and Development elevator. And all we got to do is go in, take a right, and you can go back to the assembly line and try again. So, that was the 2nd Datacron for Balmorra. I'll see you on the 3rd. Welcome to Bugtown, otherwise known as the Farnell Research Facility. Nobody calls it that. Everybody calls it Bugtown. It is at the Bugtown Outpost Speeder in the north central portion of the Balmorra map. This is going to be our 3rd Datacron. It is a purple willpower Datacron. Willpower, of course, being mastery. And what you need to know about Bugtown is you need to come prepared with 5,000 or more credits, because you're going to have to buy a key when you get here. You'll see later why we need a key, but the first thing we need to do is go get the key. What we're doing, we're actually going to go down to the shore of the lake here, follow it around, and you see there's a Cartel, a junk dealer, way out on the edge of the map. That's who we're going to have to go buy our key from. So, go down to the bottom of the ramp, take a right, get on the beach, and just go straight across. You can see it in the distance over here. My connection speed is lagging a little bit. So, what do they tell you about business? It's about location, location, location. And you know what this location tells me? This business is a tax shelter or a front for some sort of crime organization. They're definitely doing some money laundering here, because there is nothing shadier than the leeward side of a crater. But
Yeah.
this is the guy we need to talk to.
Take a look. Everything you see is for sale.
And there's some things you can buy from this guy. The import code cylinder will allow you to open the chest right over here and get some goodies out of it. But that's not what we need. We need the lost code cylinder.
Come back anytime.
And that's going to be our key to open up our Datacron. I'll see you back at the outpost. See you in Bugtown. Welcome back to Bugtown. And if you're wondering why do they call it Bugtown, it's because there are colicoids everywhere. Remember I said our last Datacron was swarming with enemies? This one takes swarming a little bit more literally. So if we just go straight, you'll see this broken bridge right down here in the dead center of the map where these roads cross. But the broken bridge here, well, the straight option is the other side from where our Datacron actually is. There's a chest up there on that bridge, and that is our objective. So we've got to get down to the other side. Bugs everywhere in this. If you're playing a Mandalorian who loves the joy of the hunt and the honor of the kill, this is your place. Lots of things bigger than you, all wanting your head, all wanting you dead. But here it is. Space chest. This is what we're looking for on the broken bridge. We are at 193 by negative 344 on the map. Once again, we're in the Fenrill Research Facility, basically Bugtown, in the north center portion of the Balmorra map. And what we're going to do is we're going to use that key that we just got to open the chest.
There.
And then use the Datacron that's hidden inside the chest to improve mastery. Alright, that's our Bugtown Datacron. The next one we're going to get is a Cunning Datacron. Our Cunning Datacron is going to be found in the Balmorran Arms Factory. So, we've come to the Sundari Imperial Outpost, which is in the far eastern portion of the map, Sundari Flatlands. What we're going to do is just proceed straight across and up to the Balmorran Arms Factory. I'll save you the trip there, and I'll see you when we get a little bit closer. Alright, we've gotten a little bit closer to the Balmorran Arms Factory. You can see it looming above me here. I'm checking the map. You can see we're on the northern central portion of the Sundari Flatlands. We're going to go inside the Balmorran Arms Factory. And there are quite a few enemies in here, but I'm sneakier than they are perceptive. And what we're going to do here in the Balmorran Arms Factory is make our way up to the second floor elevator. When we get there, we're going to exit out onto the open air portion of the Balmorran Arms Factory, where, spoilers, there are some ships. If you haven't heard me say it before, I really do enjoy the rocket boost power-up that you can get from the Going Places bundle in the Cartel market, because it can be used while in stealth mode. Oh, no, lagging. Give it a moment. Okay, mostly overcome the lag there. Moving on to the elevator, going up to the second floor of the Balmorran Arms Factory. We're just going to go up, out, through the center. Plenty of enemies around here, so I'm going to want to be stealthy. You can see by the way it's taking some of my commands that the system is lagging just a little bit. Seems like ever since they did, I think they did a server merge recently, and I've started having queues again when I go in, which I hadn't dealt with since back in vanilla. So every once in a while I have to wait and queue up to get in. Likewise, sometimes I drop down to, well, next to nothing. Sometimes it even kicks me. My internet's working fine, but my connection to the game is not. Alright, so we're going all the way out to the east to where these docks are. And we're going to go underneath this northernmost dock. Now you see these two big ones jutting out up to the sides. They are not actually on the map. It's these two little ones that are shown on the map. And we're just going to make our way out onto the water. Around underneath this pier. And here is our orange Datacron of Cunning. One more under your belt. We are at 1851 by 112 on the map. That's 1851 by 112. Pretty much on the farthest northeast you can get on the Balmorra world map. And that leaves us with just one more Datacron to pick up on Balmorra. And this one is going to be different from the rest of them. The next Datacron we're picking up is going to be a green matrix shard, and it requires a little bit more than the other. Okay, for the next Datacron, I am joined by Darth Kyrie Lynn Asura. She has graciously agreed to help me acquire it, because for this next Datacron, you actually need 2 players. So, looking at the map, you can see that we are in the Markaran Plains at the Markaran Outpost, Markaran Imperial Outpost Speeder. But what we're going to do is we're going to go south to these lifts, get on the elevator. There we go, got one coming up right here. Get on the elevator and make our way down and to the right. We're actually going to follow that road south once we get to the bottom. So, mounting up. Where we're going is actually down here to the bottom of this map. Such a warm welcome the natives give us. And this is it. This is the place we're going. Looking at the map, we are at minus 470 by 1901. Once again, that's negative 470 by 1901, which is down here at the southwestern corner of the Gorinth Canyon map. Pretty much dead center on the Balmorra southern map. And I am more than happy to let this other person, who's probably on a mission to kill the people inside, go in there and kill them for us. Because the people in here are not what we are here to get. Oh well, I guess I get to fight a few. There we go. Alright, so we're going to the back of this little area, to the platform, and going up to the second level. Looks like somebody else might be joining us. And they are more than welcome to get this with us. We'll go ahead and wipe out these 2 people real quick. So the reason you need 2 people to get this Datacron is because you have a switch on either side of the room, and the switches have to be activated at the same time. So, 3, 2, 1, activate. The shield goes down, and we're able to come get our Datacron. Now I've already collected all the matrix shards with Telaksuv, but my companion has not, and so she is picking up her green matrix shard. As we've covered before, matrix shards can be used to make powerful relics, and they can actually be disassembled and reused later if you need to. Once you have somebody on this side, you can actually push this button to bring down the force field if you have a latecomer out of, say I had another friend who wanted to come up right now, and I said, hey, I'm right here. You can get the Datacron easily. He could just walk in, I could open the shield and let him in. Well, that concludes our matrix shards for Balmorra, or rather our Datacrons for Balmorra. Thank you again to Kylie, or Kyrie rather. And that does it. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Oh, one last note for getting the Datacron achievements for the various worlds. If you check your legacy to look at the matrix, to look at your Datacrons, you'll see that Balmorra has 4 Datacrons, but you saw we went to pick up 5 of them while we were here. The reason for that is all of the matrix shards do not show up on your Datacron list here, but you do need to get the matrix shards if you want to get the achievement. So, this is DataWolf signing off. Be well. If you'd like some free stuff, including 7 days full subscriber access, a care package for new players, account unlocks for returning subscribers, and the warm fuzzy feeling of knowing you've made Telaksuv that much happier, use my referral link in the description. Also, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, and jump through any other hoops YouTube has set up so I can keep showing you how to walk through Star Wars: The Old Republic. Be well.